So welcome everyone to the fourth video of my podcast, the FruityCast, where we just kind of talk about just a bunch of dumb shit. Honestly, just dumb nerdy shit. And starting off, I want to talk about some shows I've been watching recently. Uh, I'm almost done with Demon Slayer. I'm only a few episodes away from finishing season one, and then I'm gonna go watch season two of The Boys. Um, It's pretty good. Demon Slayer is really good. I just got to the part where you meet the Hasbara. I believe that's how you pronounce it. Uh, like the elite Demon Slayers with Rengoku. Excuse me, and all of them. Um, I really like it. I kind of like all of them. To be honest, there are a few favorites of mine. Even though I don't really remember their names all that much. I really like the flamboyant one, the one who's basically like a JoJo's character. I love him. Just like, we should cut off this child's head flamboyantly. I love him. Um, I think the stone guy is pretty cool. The one who's always crying and praying. But yeah, I'm definitely. Yeah, there's only like a few episodes left. I don't think anything like major is gonna happen. It seems like this whole, you know, trial thing is gonna take up the rest of the episodes. So we'll see. But yeah, I'm really enjoying it. But I do want to get back to the boys soon. I also watched. I've also been watching The Acolyte, which I know has been a very contentious topic in the Star Wars community, but I've been enjoying it. I think it's fun. Um, the latest episode I thought was pretty good in terms of giving backstory of the two main characters and why they are the way that they are. And I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's just me. I don't feel like they're trying to make anyone necessarily the good guys. Like, here's the thing, the Jedi's have always been not the good guys for a long time. They haven't been like evil, but they're just like, it's a. But if you don't. Here's the thing, there's a lot of people who like love the prequels, but do not understand them one bit. And that's, I feel like, what a lot of Star Wars fans are. They understand, like, they don't understand the prequels at all, but they love them to death. Probably just because of memes. It's kind of like the Sam Raimi Spider-Man effect of just like, you like the memes, so you retroactively like the movies as well, even though a lot of the stuff they probably like about those movies is not the, actual stuff in the movie, if you get my drift. Like, a lot of people who I know love the Sam Raimi Spider-Man memes. The people I see online are the ones who also like shit on the MJ Peter love, that love story, because like it's just not that great. But they love it for the memes, and there is definitely stuff to love with the Sam Raimi movies. I'm not like a big Sam Raimi movie hater. I just don't. I don't love it as much as everyone else. I will say that. But like with the prequel movies, a lot of the people who love them just don't understand them. Like nobody nobody's really a good guy. I mean, Obi-Wan is probably the closest you get to like a truly good person in those trilogies. In that trilogy, but even then he's still on the wrong side. Because what the Jedi were back then was a failed institution that would take children, make them soldiers, and just helped enforce a government that just couldn't sustain itself. And that's what it was. Like the Jedi's are not exactly the good guys. That's why like even before they really like changed the Rise of the Skywalker all that much, the end game was always to have a gray Jedi, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, like someone who was both light and dark equally. That was always supposed to be like the end game. Someone who was a little bit of both. Because you can't, if you're being a Jedi and being a Sith, it's not supposed to be the end game. I don't know. I'm probably just gonna piss off some random Star Wars fans with that. But yeah, like the Jedi are never supposed to be supposed to be the good guys in the prequels at least. We don't really get to see them much in between the sequels and original trilogy, so you can't really make an argument with that. But like prequel wise, they're not supposed to be the goodies. Even the Clone Wars delves into like the nuances of it a lot better. But yeah, like the Jedi's aren't supposed to be the good guys. I don't, and I don't even think like that. What is it? The witches? I think I'm pretty sure they don't really have a full name. I don't remember, but they're called witches. I don't even think they're supposed to be seen as all that good. They're supposed to be seen as better, definitely, because they are a group of people who have been driven to exile because the Jedi just are weird about anyone else using the Force except for them. But it's definitely like it is. I don't know. Like it's very understandable. It doesn't mean that it's less weird, but it's definitely understandable being like, hey, we have these, children who like going into hiding because you're Force users and you want to hide from the Jedi is understandable. But then like, oh, I made these two children, and now we're gonna induct them into our cult. It's just, but like the Jedi are no better. They did the exact same thing. But at least like one of the kids wants to join it instead of being like forced to. But yeah. Also, like the other sister, I forget her name, is like a complete psychopath because she's like, "Oh, you want to go join the Jedi? You want to go leave? Well I'm gonna burn your. I'm gonna light you on fire. How about that?" But yeah, I'm enjoying it. I don't understand the massive hate for it. I love the choreography that's going on. That's gone into the fight scenes. So I don't really understand the major hate for it. But yeah. Also some shows that came out. I'm recording this on Sunday. So two shows that came out today with new episodes was the first one I watched was Go Go Loser Ranger. The 10th episode is out. We're 2 episodes away from this whole show getting wrapped up for the first season. And I'm gonna be honest, this and the other show I'm gonna talk about, My Adventures with Superman, I was honestly willing to give up on them. Not because I like hate them, because I just kind of been bored of them recently. But really, I feel like with these 2 episodes, like this latest episode of Go Go Loser Ranger and the latest episode of My Adventures with Superman, have been honestly they like brought my interest back in because I feel like with Google, I felt like with Go Go Loser Ranger, they were just kind of like just kind of drawing out this whole like exam thing with the cadets. At least compared to like the first 3 episodes, like the first 4 or 5, it felt like time went a lot faster. And then once we got to the whole cadet part, it just kind of slowed down, and that's kind of where we've been for most of the series now. But I feel like with this one, we are, ramping up to the ending of this first arc, and I've been enjoying it. Again, not, I haven't been big on the second half of the series, but still, it's pretty good. And then with My Adventures with Superman, I was willing to give up for it because I just thought like the last 2 episodes were all right. They weren't like great. I just thought they were all right. I didn't like care that much for the Steel arc outside of the Steel episode, outside of like seeing John Henry Irons in the armor, and even then it still didn't look that great because I don't really like their CGI all that much in the show. And the last one with like Star Labs and all that, I honestly just don't really care for the Sam Lane part, the Sam Lane story all that much anymore. I kind of just like, I feel like that's something we could have just left in season 1 and just have Sam Lane just go off. Maybe he doesn't show up till next season. Like you can still have Amanda Waller, you can still have Lex, obviously, but maybe save that. Maybe save Sam Lane for the next season because I just did not care for it at all. But this episode I thought was really great. I did love the whole. I think this episode had the best Lois and Clark drama of being like, we haven't really talked to each other for a long time. You've been wrapped up with your dad. I've been wrapped up, just feeling lonely that I'm literally the only Kryptonian. And then I thought, I mean, I don't want to spoil much. I mean, this episode's going to come out like a week after this, after I film. So I might as well. You've probably already seen it. But fucking super. So when you watch season 1, at the end of it, they reveal basically Brainiac and what you are meant to believe is General Zod. And I was just like, oh, this is, all right, this is pretty cool. Brainiac and Zod working together. Obviously, they will be the villains for the next season, more than likely, as well, or maybe Lex, and we'll get them in season 3 or something. It is Brainiac. We do know that one person is Brainiac, but the other person isn't Zod. It's Supergirl. And I flipped shit when I saw that. Because like I remember when I remember when I saw like the Zod reveal scene at the end of season 1. Well, the Zod in quotes because we all thought that was who it was. And I did not care for the design at all. I was like, are they done transforming into like a gross monster who like is a hunchback or something? But then we learned from this episode that it's actually Supergirl in like a robot body, and she does have a suit underneath that does get exposed as they fight, which looks way better than the armor suit, and will probably be her suit for the rest of the show. But like it's so good. I think this episode was just the best one. Also making Brainiac like a Zor-El. I have a feeling that they'll probably do something like he put his brain into a computer system or something. I could imagine that. But yeah, I think it's gonna be great. I really love what they do. Like that saved the show for me because I was willing to give it up. I was like, I'll probably just wait till it's finished and then I'll probably just watch until I'm just done. But then I was like, no, I'm watching every week now. I it really picked up in a big bad way. But yeah, I thought it was great. I also just got done with my watching of the Planet of the Apes trilogy, the new one. Haven't seen the latest one yet, the Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. Also, by the way, the name is came for these like recent movies. I just think it's hilarious. Like Rise of the Planet of the Apes. Like they really like their of those. But yeah, I watched Rise and Dawn last weekend, and I just finished up War yesterday, and I thought it was pretty good. I think like they were all good across the board. Like I would say they definitely get better. I would say like Rise is like a 6, Dawn is and actually I would say Rise is about a 6 and Dawn and War are both 8s. Because I don't think they're like the best thing ever, but they're a fun watch. They really are a fun watch. But yeah. What else? I also finished up a playthrough I was doing of both Leaf Green and White for Pokemon. Yeah, it was pretty fun. Using for both teams, I mostly used Pokemon I never used before. Well, at least with White, with Leaf Green, it was definitely a couple, mostly Pokemon I used before. Like I used a Charizard, a Primeape, a Nidoking, a Snorlax, a Jolteon. Those were Pokemon I used before. The only one that was new was a Starmie, who was definitely worth it. But with White, the only the only dupes like the Pokemon I've used before is like Stoutland and Emboar, and that's about it. But the other ones were Reuniclus, who was great, Whimsicott, who was surprisingly great, um, Golurk, who I love Golurk, so I was just so happy to be able to use him, and Haxorus as well, who I absolutely love too, but I never was able to use him, or I never like found like I always would have like I don't know. I think my biggest problem with it is that believed at that like level that you could get him, it was a little too low, but it was worth it, and I definitely want to use him more. Um, but yeah, now I'm just playing a Brilliant Diamond, trying to finish up my playthrough with that, and it's probably gonna take a while, but we'll see. Um, but yeah, that's all in terms of like stuff that I've been doing. That's about it. But now I do want to cover some of like the news ish in terms of what's been going on with like you know TV, movies, video games as well. Right here we have news that a Power Rangers live action show is no longer in development at Netflix. And I love Power Rangers. I always love Power Rangers. I never watched the shows. I haven't watched the shows for a long time now. Like the last one I saw, like the one that I literally like gave up when it came to like watching watching the Power Ranger shows was was a Megaforce because it was just so fucking bad. Samurai wasn't great either, and that was before then. But Megaforce made me give up. I started watching when it was like Mystic Force. I watched Mystic Force, Operation Overdrive, Jungle Fury, which I love. It's probably my favorite one. I saw like the first half of RPM because it was at a weird time slot during the second half, so I wasn't able to watch it. And then I watched Samurai. I was pretty iffy on Samurai, and then Megaforce just maybe drop it all together. But yeah, I have watched some of the older series though, but that's because Netflix used to have all of them. I don't know if they still do. They might, I don't know, because I think they have like a deal with them, so that would be weird if they didn't. But I don't know. I don't really have Netflix right now, so I'm not entirely sure. But yeah, I'm excited to see where this goes. Hopefully this could lead to like a Power Rangers animated series. I mean, we already have like we already have a trailer out for the side scroller Power Rangers game, so it'll be interesting to see what they do now with like the show and TV, like the TV front. Maybe, I know there have been people commenting being like they should give us a sequel to the movie, because the movie is pretty good. I'm gonna be honest. The designs of the Power Rangers are very iffy, but like outside of that, the movie was actually pretty good, and I feel like it should get a sequel. They would just need a lot of design. They would need to really change up the design because Goldar looked like shit. The Megazord, like combined, I don't know. I just wish it looked more like the classic Megazord. But yeah, we also have confirmation that a new regular show series is in the works. The show is entirely new, but will include some characters from the original series. There's also talks about an Adventure Time show coming back, or like a Adventure Time movie. This is all cool, but what are they going to do about the other spinoff that they had never got finished? Oh, I have never actually seen this before, I'm gonna be honest. I saw like clips of it online, but I never really went on my way to see it. I think that's probably why. I don't think a lot of people saw it, unfortunately. I will have to check it out. Hopefully they haven't already like taken it off. But like, dude, I'm excited. I think a Gumball, I'm not sure if it was a new series or a new movie, also got uh revealed. I'm not sure. I remember seeing a post where it was like the big three are back when it came to like regular show, Adventure Time, and something else. Ooh, they had a comic crossover with Adventure Time and regular show. That sounds awesome. Sounds like the best, the best crossover you could ever do. Oh, okay. Regular show revival series. Hopefully, again, I would love it to have like new characters. I feel like where they left off with the first series was great. I would love to see like something new. But then again, I feel like you could just literally not do a regular show. You could just like make a new series in the same essence of it. But they said some main characters are coming back. I would love it just to be Muscle Man and High Five Ghost, honestly. But they have an Adventure Time movie / spinoff series and a Gumball movie and revival series, which I'm excited. Honestly, like I hope that's the case. I also hope that they kind of make it more mature, because a lot of the people who are going to be watching this have like grown up now. Like a lot of the people who have probably seen these shows are probably like in their very like either, I would maybe late teens, like 18, like 18 to like 25. Definitely like my demographic at least. Because like I feel like they did really good with that with like Fiona and Cake for Adventure Time. Like I would love to see that with like my like a Gumball. Like make Gumball. I forget what age he was supposed to be in the show, but you could like do a young adult, a more mature Gumball story with like him and Darwin as like maybe college students, maybe almost out of college. And regular show, like you can literally just make it anyone. I mean, this was like a perfect like young adult show back in the day, because it was just these guys like just trying to do like just going on crazy adventures, working at the park, barely getting by. In most cases, always having to like work like long extra days just to get some money just to buy like tickets. But yeah, I'm definitely excited for that. I would love to see. I hope all three of these do well. But moving on, we also have some gameplay from Assassin's Creed Shadows. We're just gonna watch some of it.
I told you, keep walking.
Oh. Ooh. Ooh. I'm liking it so far. And I've seen some people complain already, being like, oh, this isn't classic Assassin's Creed combat. Bro, where have you been for like the last few years? Like, they changed it up big time with like Odyssey and Valhalla. No, yeah, Odyssey and Valhalla. And I think it all started with like Origins 2, where they like tried to do something different. But it's just like it's so funny for people to be like, oh, I'm an Assassin's Creed fan. Like, here's the thing, I love Assassin's Creed too, but I wouldn't call myself like an Assassin's Creed fan because I haven't played, Odyssey and Valhalla because like honestly I didn't care for the new direction. I am interested with this, but it's also because they are like kind of going back to the old Assassin style with this. But like in a game where you can also play as a samurai, like this kind of combat makes a lot more sense than just doing like regular Assassin's Creed combat.
Make your peace!
They were going to kill me.
So that weapon is just like fucking cool.
Thank you.
Just like a giant stick that you can just like slam people into.
A corrupt samurai named Fujioka.
Protector turned persecutor. Greed cannot rule this village. Not while I have breath in my lungs and a blade in my hand.
I said kill him! I'll wash away his failure with your blood.
You will have to spill it first.
Who do you think you are?
For the people?
This is still a work in progress, by the way, too. So this is like not even a finished project, and it still looks decent. Oh, also like the blood stays on the sword, which is really cool. Ooh! And just this ending scene, going just to like the pure colors, where you can only really see like the black and white, where you can only see the red. Really love it. Love how the NPCs patiently wait their turn. That's just every video game, man. Also, like, just looking at all these comment sections, it's like fucking the weirdest fucking people. Yeah, then we have this. The more like stealth stuff.
You're mine now, Snake.
Ooh.
Who did that?
Get over here. Yeah, like this just looks cool. I'm excited for it. I know people are still gonna be fucking weird. Am I the only one who thinks Assassin's Creed games are too stiff? Yeah. A little bit, but still. Like, it's just the weirdest fucking people just being like, here, like this comment, can't wait to play with the George Floyd skin. Jesus Christ. People just hate fun. Like, that's the problem. Like, it's always the worst people. It's the lamest people ever just like hating fun. But anyways, moving on to something that's really good and everyone can get behind is Dragon Ball Sparking Zero, which just had like a big gameplay like showcase, and we'll get to that. Actually, we might as well just start with that. Because this is just fucking awesome.
Test of power. I guess we'll see. This will be when the true battle begins.
Yeah, they bring back destruction. So you slam them into a building. Like, this makes Xenoverse look like a dull flash game that you used to play during 8th period when the teacher wasn't looking.
You'll do it to 1,000,000 pieces, just like I did that earlier.
You talking about thrilling? Don't you dare! I'm not going to hell and road. You were only the ride. Are you ready? Do it!
Oh, I almost forgot. They have a first-person view. So you get to see in this scene, you get to see it from the point of view of Goku taking the special beam cannon as he's holding Raditz.
Well, the more you slice it, there's only one way to save her. Bye, my friends. No matter what it takes, I need to rescue Gohan.
Ooh. Oh yeah, you also get to do what ifs. So you could either work with Piccolo, like how it is in the normal timeline, or you can go fight Raditz alone. Which would be pretty fun to see. I wonder if that, I don't know if that's gonna be its own separate thing, like a what if. You could do a separate story, maybe after you finish the main one. Or if it's the story will adjust to your decisions, but that would be fucking awesome if it did.
I need to rescue Gohan. Goku, wait! What? Ever forget
Oh my god.
Now you will suffer my wrath. You are a prison boy. I will show you the true form of autonomous open. It's my turn now. Change everything.
I just love all this. I just love it so much.
There's no way.
But yeah, we have even more to see because they have more announcements after this.
皆さんこんにちは。ドラゴンボールスパーキングゼロのメインプロデューサーの古谷と申します。本日はよろしくお願いいたします。先ほど皆様に見ていただいたのは6月上旬に公開したトレーラーでした。映像にもありました通り、本作は
Release date is on October 11th, which is great, just a few months away.
10月10日に発売決定いたしました。応援してくださっている皆様には改めて感謝申し上げます。発売を楽しみにお待ちいただけたらと思っています。今回はトレーラーではお伝えしきれなかった2つのゲームモード、エピソードバトルと
which we were not able to show off completely in the release date
カス
trailer
タムバトル
announcement.
の詳細を新規ゲーム映像を使用してお伝えいたします。まずはエピソードバトルです。このモードは悟空やベジータなど8人のキャラクターから選んだキャラクター目線で原作の物語に沿ったシチュエーションのバトルを楽しめる一人用のモードです。物語の流れやシチュエーションが分かる導入パートと実際にプレイするバトルパートを繰り返しながら進めていくものになっております。キャラクターごとにボリュームは様々ですが、最も長い悟空についてはドラゴンボール Z のラディッツとの戦
Yeah,
いか
because
ら
he has the most amount of fights. But it does make me wonder who are the other characters going to be. Because you already said Goku, Vegeta. He said there's going to be 8. So Piccolo more than likely, Gohan, maybe Krillin, and maybe some of the bad guys. I could imagine well, he said Super 2. So maybe Frieza, because Frieza's in both. Maybe not Cell or Boo, or maybe Boo, but Boo doesn't fight a lot in Super. It depends. I have no idea who the other two would be.
から始まり、ドラゴンボールスーパーの力の大会編の戦いまでのバトルステージが用意されています。原作で苦戦していた相手と歯応えのあるバトルが楽しめるようになっていたり、一部の物語パートは一人称
Additionally, certain cutscene allows player to experience part of the story from a first-person perspective. Okay, so only certain amounts.
視点で楽しめるな
That's
ど、
so cool though.
キャラクターとしての体感を味わえるモードになっています。一部のステージに限られますが、 物語のターニングポイントとなっていた場面での選択やバトルの結果次第で原作とは異なる場面に出くわすこともあり
Is this like a separate thing? Like, is there going to be like the normal story mode and then the episodes? Or is this like the story mode?
ますので、ぜひドラゴンボールのキャラクターになったつもりでお楽しみください。以上がエピソードバトルの説明となります。そして2つ目のモード、カスタムバトルを
I mean, even if that is basically the story mode stuff, that is still pretty cool because it's like you're not just playing, like you have the option to just not just play through the same thing over and over and over again. Like it gives you different options and it gives you a new experience. And if that's what they're doing, like with a, grade ape Vegeta that turns Goku into Super Saiyan, I could only imagine what other crazy stuff they have planned.
ご紹介いたします。こちらはオリジナルのシチュエーションのバトルを楽しめるモードです。カスタムバトルモードの中にあるエクストラバトルではゲームオリジナルのさまざまなシチュエーションのバトルをお楽しみいただけます。
Within the custom battle, there is bonus battles, a mode we prepared several original battle situations to develop for you to enjoy.
中には特殊な勝利条件のものや途中でイベント演出が挟まるものなど通常のバトルとは異なる戦いもお楽しみいただけます。また、エディットモードではプレイキャラクターやバトル前後のカットシーン、会話などをプレイヤーの皆様が自由に設定してオリジナルのバトルを作ることができます。そして作ったものはアップロードして世界中のプレイヤーの皆様と共有で
So there's just going to be a bunch of videos of people just making their own little Dragon Ball movies
きま
with
すので、
fights.
ぜひ皆様の思い描くシチュエーションのバトルを披露し合って楽しんでいただけたらと思っております。エクストラバトルを含め既存のバトルをカスタマイズして新たなバトルを作ることもできますので、ぜひいろいろなバトルを作って遊んでみてください。以上、
Oh,
エ
you can
ピ
even
ソー
get
ドバ
them
ト
to
ル、
say
カスタ
some
ムバトル
things too.
2つのメインモードのご紹介でした。またゲームモードに加え皆様から多くの声を頂戴しているオ
Oh
フライン
yeah,
バトル
they
に関して
also
も
added split screens, I believe. They're going to show that. With like local multiplayer, you can play with someone. Apparently, it's only within the hyperbolic time chamber stage. So who knows? They still have time to work on everything. So they definitely will, more than likely, get to it. But yeah, this is like the deluxe edition, the pre-order that you can get. You can get 3 days early. It's only on digital though. You get 20 playable characters. You basically get the season pass. You get to summon Shenron for what? But yeah, you get Gamma 1, Gamma 2 from the superhero movie, and some characters that will show up in Daima. And the pre-order bonus, you get Gogeta with all his forms, Broly with all his forms, and a mystery character, I guess? Who knows? But yeah, I'm excited for this. Like, this seems like a lot of fun. But yeah, I think that's all I really have to talk about for this episode. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you for watching the FruityCast. I'll probably maybe see you next week.